Pretty solid support duo offlaner, and they bad the bat again.
Radiant team pick.
It's always funny to steal the IO as Bat Rider. Just blink in, steal IO, run away with him.
Yoink away the glowing orb.
Exactly. Capture him, make him your own. Man, Winstrike are all in with the protect gyro strategy. Meanwhile, TSpirit, they actually go for a Spectre here, so they really do not like this IO. They want to make his game as hard as possible. And a puck comes out in direct response to them. I'm worried about the Spectre pick, man. I don't like it at all. The hero's biggest problem is its lack of farming ability. She has no innate farming abilities. Therefore, it's a very, very slow hero to kind of get to the stage of the game you want it to be in, which is, at the moment I've seen almost only Diffusal and Manta, right? Like, you don't really go for the Radiance build anymore in spec. And it's just so
pretty
slow.
much dead.
5 seconds remaining.
This is once again one of those picks with like a lot of duality to it, because on one hand, Spectre is very good to play into an IO gyro because you can actually be farming on the same side of the map as the IO gyro and also go into fights with your haunt, just like they are going to be teleporting into fights.
Yep.
But on the other hand, as you said, she doesn't match the tempo at all. She is, especially with that build, very reliant on getting pickoffs in these early engagements. And while I think she's got good enablers in front of her in the draft here, there's just so much save on Winstrike right now. Oracle with his delay, making sure that the AA damage doesn't pop people. Of course, double heals, like a heal support in combination with IO is always extra good. And then this puck, how are you going to catch this puck? You need to lasso that one.
Yeah, you've got your targets and not enough guns, as it were.
Yeah, and neither team has been investing in the team fight, which is interesting because I think in the last game it was very clear that the team with the bigger team fight had the easier execution. But Spec isn't that much of a team fighter. Bat Rider is once again that single disable. The puck in the gyro versus AA Shaker. It's rough. And TSpirit actually ban out the Abaddon as well. They're really like, all right, we don't want this strong melee laner versus our Spectre, and we don't want you even more heals. We want to give you even more heals.
Yeah, and the shield for the Bat Rider lasso as well. All good points for the Abaddon getting picked as well.
It's interesting. We had the 3 Purgers for so long that I'm kind of confused that they have all of a sudden disappeared again as well.
Yeah, LC is in the bin. Abaddon's nowhere to be seen, and Omni Knight, he's all right. We see him occasionally, but all the offlaners I've talked to have been like, no, I hate playing that hero in the offlane, and 4 is... 4 just feels really crap in the laning phase as well. When you have an Omni Knight, you're just like, okay, there goes one of our lanes. Goodbye.
You sort of wave at it. And then
if you can get away with
hero
it's not that bad in the 4. Even 5, actually, as we've seen some other teams do in the EU.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm so excited for the upcoming qualifiers. It's going to be so hype. We've got so many great teams, and I think this meta's going to be quite interesting.
10 seconds remaining.
All right,
we've had great matches at the Major, and the meta hasn't changed that much, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. We've got all these different teams coming in. OG's back, and some big changes coming up in all across the regions. I'm excited. Winstrike only 14 seconds to pick up their last hero, and they're gonna go for the Slardar. This is very much a fuck you Spectre pick, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and Slardar is very strong right now. He's one of the big winners of this patch.
Yeah.
He's gotten buffed, and as far as I know, he's gotten buffed for like past 10 patches in a row. So he was already good last patch. He was already pickable. I think we saw Alliance pull out a couple of great boxy games with this hero at the Major already.
Mm-hmm.
And he's even better now. You put him opposite the melee laner here. This Ancient Apparition is going to have his claws full with dealing with this fish.
He certainly is, yeah. He's just going to get run at. And Shaker and AA are heroes which don't want to get run at, really. They really rather do the initiation themselves. So, yeah, I love this Puck Slardar here. You give your 2 methods of engagement. Really, really nice. But TSpirit are going to respond with a Meepo. Hello. Okay, Spectre Meepo lineup. Can't say I've seen this one before.
Me neither.
And I
watched a lot of matches.
Yeah. Jesus. This is like... do they know something about Spectre we don't? Is there like a way to build maybe like armlet drums on the Spectre and just run it? But she's an Angie here. She can't do that.
No, you can go with the Urns build if you need to speed up even more. I haven't seen that recently.
No, I haven't either.
I think that's still totally valid. And then I'm guessing that this Meepo will just have to get involved real early. This is not a game-ending Meepo.
No,
This is we better strap in. If TSpirit's going to take this, it's going to be a long one. And if Winstrike takes this, it's not going to be that long at all.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see this game going right now is that Winstrike just have so much momentum, and they're going to hit this timing around 15-20 minutes. Well, they've got this Gyrocopter with way more farm than the Spectre's going to have, and Meepo and Spectre sharing the jungle sounds like a horrible idea. So how do you secure the lanes, though? How do you secure a place for the Spectre and the Meepo to farm, which isn't your own jungle? With Earthshaker, Batrider, AA, I mean, you need to have a really awesome lane on this Meepo, basically. I think that's what they're holding out for right now, and had the middle lane Meepo versus Puck, it can go well, but one or two well-timed rotations, or even just putting on the pressure after the laning phase and immediately just going to find that Meepo and smack him down before he reaches that Ethereal Blade Blink combo, and you're not going to have a hero. And if you don't have a hero and you've got a Spectre in the game, then I'm sorry, but you don't have a game. Unfortunately, I'm going to be saying that I think there's very unlikely for TSpirit to take this victory, and I very rarely say that about drafts. You know, I'm not an analyst, but this game I'm just looking at it, I'm going, oh, there's a reason you don't see Meepo Spectre. But as always, love getting proved wrong. Kips, what's your take on these drafts?
Yeah, one of these heroes needs to play tempo. Maybe they can sort of shove it towards each other, because the Spectre can get active every once in a while with that haunt, and it's like every 3 minutes, which isn't great, but you can buy some space with that if you really buy something. I see a Soul Ring, I see a Wraith Band queued up, and then the Meepo can hopefully match the farming tempo of that Io Gyro on his own. So you'd be spending only one hero to get that farm. Of course, Meepo is not as efficient with it as a Gyro is, because it's part of the hero.
Yeah, but
the hero's built, but it's I can sort of see this. And 3 heroes top for TSpirit right now. I wonder if they can't actually leave the Spectre alone against the Slardar. It's completely impossible. That's
not a lane. Yeah, one thing which is going to make a difference, though, is the Meepo's XP. He's going to have so much XP versus the Iocopter. In fact, I think this might be one of the things they can play around. If the Meepo can get a significant level advantage, then he's going to feel very strong. So let's see if everyone can go for that as we start things off. 2 bounty runes going for the Dire, 1 for the Radiant Fussly. However, Nongrada's going to secure that second one and make it 2 for 2. Even and calm.
Immersion already fissured once, so we can't really block up until now. And yeah, the AA goes to join the Spectre bot. It's far from ideal for this Spectre here. I'm very unsure how she's going to get any farm at all.
Yeah, let's see. Lucian's going to start things off by throwing a bit of harass on Slardar, but LTW gets the same thing coming back his way. Needs to find the Soul Ring real quickly, pretty much just for the tankiness. The ability to spam Spectral Dagger is going to be okay, but I think you really want that strength online.
Yeah, you want to be able to use a dagger to secure these range creeps with. If you need to walk up to that Slardar every time, you're going to be in a world of pain.
You will be in doo-doo.
Affirmative.
Oh, creep, and she got it. Yes, ultimately secures that range creep. Meanwhile, on the top lane, there's some couriers dying as Emergent and V-Tunes. Couriers both going down here. Meanwhile, stun is out onto Nongrada, but it's nothing aggressive here. We're just going to follow with some right clicks, but he's just trying to get him away from under the tower. Meanwhile, Emergent's leading these creeps on a merry chase and finding an Observer Ward in the process. And let's have a look towards this mid lane, which we haven't really focused on much, but it is probably the most important lane of this draft, as Ergon has had a decent start, 9-2 to the Puck, 7-2, but he's got creeps under his tower, and that's going to drive him to 8-2, so neck and neck, all things considered. Spectre is actually doing a fantastic job down at bottom as well, but she has got this lane pushed in, so an extra creep wave under her belt.
Yeah, they made sure to have level 2 while they were pushing the wave in, so that it took a while for Afterlife to actually get his level 2, which has now secured him the bash and the ability to properly trade with the Spectre. I do think that Aloadance needs to play a little bit more aggressive on the support. Well, not right now, obviously, as these bashes are coming in hard already, and ILTW has to run for his life.
Yeah, he's trying to get it away, and we'll be able to make it under the tower in the end, but that was a lot of damage being taken by ILTW, and this man does not have a salve anywhere near him right now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that you know that the bash is going to come on level 2. I imagine that you'd already have that salve coming, but there isn't one on either of these couriers either. He's just going to do it with tangos for now. At least he's still farming well. If he doesn't get killed by this lane and he can keep securing those range creeps, then we'll just have to count that good enough.
You know, one of the things I always think about in Dota is like, why on earth are tangos a thing? That's such a weird item. Like, I remember when I first got into Dota, the concept of tangos blew my mind. I was like, why is this a thing? Like, why do I need to eat a tree?
Isn't that a Warcraft 3 thing?
It is, but I just find it really strange. Like, what relevance does it have currently in Dota? Like, there's never a play you can make around it, right? There's never like, oh, I don't have any trees to get to. The only thing it takes effect is in middle lane, that you can't immediately pop a tango. You have to try and find the time to go for a tree. But I mean, it's such a minor thing. I just don't know why it's in the game anymore.
I don't know. It would be a buff to Nature's Prophet in Monkey King.
Yeah, I guess.
got blocked off on top lane here. Is he?
Yeah, but he has got the tether to get himself away to safety, and it looks like he's going to be okay. Though he is burning up to the Molotov. Meanwhile, Nomad is actually dropping low on HP, and with the flat cannon coming in, it's not quite enough to finish the job. Nomad will survive that one. So both the Aya and the Batrider dropping very low on HP in the engagement top, but no one quite falling. So we draw even. Meanwhile, LTW, despite having a pretty good time in this lane, still losing his health, but honestly, he's playing the lane beautifully well and is now 26-0 to the Slardust 20-1. So, Spectre by no means failing in the middle bottom lane as we expected. Meanwhile, Ergon in the jungle now. He's, of course, farming up his Storm. No one expected any less of him. It is whether Gyro can keep pace or maybe even overtake in the farm. He'll never get ahead in XP, I don't think, unless they find some serious momentum in kills and towers. Roger, they're going to break the tether deliberately here just to give Roger an escape route, but unfortunately I think he might be burning up anyway here. He's trying to make it over to the creep wave and the Molotov won't finish the job, so a nice movement there from Roger, just locating his creep wave and getting himself away to safety. Meanwhile, V-Tune's going to grab himself the bounty rune as well, and that's going to make it 3 for Winstrike. They're feeling good about themselves for that one. 3 bounty runes in their pockets. Pockets quite literally lined with gold.
Always feels good when you just get to play your lanes passively like this. Push your enemies back, push your enemies into losing more region. I gotta say though, this bottom lane, I think it would change a lot if Aloadance would play up more. Right now, Mishik, he's basically been sitting behind his Spectre all the time. Spectre's sparing him more region.
Yeah, that is one flip side,
damage.
Right? Yeah, she's got like a ton of last hits, looks really good, but at the same time, she's been piling out on the regen, and she's actually got a Hand of Midas lined up for LTW. That has to be too greedy, right? Like, there is a limit.
Ooh.
A Meepo Midas Spectre light. I mean, Meepo can make the space, I guess. If he can, then it doesn't seem that bad. But they are really challenging Winstrike. They're saying, all right, you guys can't finish games. You can't. Our Spectre's going to come online. We know this to be truth. Yes, scrubs. Maybe not. They didn't say that.
Maybe the scrubs part. No. Well, actually, you know.
Yeah, this is CIS. They definitely said that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff gets said a lot.
True. As we try. I mean, that's even true for the top, though. We saw that in True Side. It's a valid psychological strategy to shit talk your teammates and give your team confidence.
Absolutely. And Immersion came bot, but he didn't actually do anything there. Now he just teleports top again.
Right, that's not a jump you want to make, my friend. He's like, I'm going to burn him. And then received a face full of rockets.
Yeah, this is why the IO gyro is so obnoxious. You just can't trade with the gyro at all. Normally you do that by getting up in his face.
First,
Tanking it,
hello,
but surprise.
Alpha coming in. He might be able to grab on Immersion right now. Yep, it's going to use that coil, but Immersion going to turn it around, but unfortunately doesn't have anything to work with here. He doesn't have an ultimate. If he had one, that would have looked like a really scary situation for Winstrike, but luckily he's only level 4, so the Earthshaker's getting airballed down, and they find themselves a kill along with a tower up in the top lane. Feeling pretty good on Winstrike here as they actually, that was first blood. Huh. Slow game,
That
huh?
is one of the latest first bloods I've seen. Well, we've had a couple of close calls, especially with Roger being on fire a lot.
Yeah, true. Yeah, oh God, I like the fact that he's going for the blink first and not trying for the ethereal blade. He just wants to be active. He wants to be a factor in this game before he tries to go for 2 big items. Just 1 big item in the blink, and yeah, he's going to get that very quickly indeed. Hello, Arcane Ring.
Yeah, he needs to be. He's got to get that E-Blade through farming heroes, not through farming creeps, because, well, we already know that RTW is going to be the one doing that.
Yeah, this jungle is occupied. Please find another stall.
I just, every time I look at this, I'm frowning. I don't want to be frowning. I want to see if it works or not, but...
Yeah, we got to try and put our side or inner skeptics and see what TSpirit are doing here. But honestly, it feels like a game where they just said, okay, well, we're just going to see if Winstrike let us win, basically. Like, we're going to see if they mess up enough.
I mean,
Almost a
so far,
disrespectful
RTW has... And we keep going back to this, that he has played this lane way better than he should have.
Agreed, yeah, he's got out of this lane really, really well. Like, he's not one of the top net worths, but that doesn't really matter. You respect. He's going for a Midas as well. I think he even skipped out on boots. Yeah, he has. He's a man without boots. He's a bootless peasant running around barefoot on the streets begging for change. Disgusting.
So,
Sorry, I'm a Brit.
like, you know, someone who needs to borrow money, but in the meanwhile also has an iPhone, because he's got a golden hand coming up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
made
true.
out of
His
straight gold.
peasant status is about to change.
This man's saving for the future.
He is. Investments in himself. Invest
College
now
fund.
in Spectre Incorporated.
I've heard that the stocks go up slowly, but yeah, real high. He's
Yeah,
got
they
a
get real
haunt. He
high.
doesn't. Yeah,
See you,
I think that he
noobs.
was considering a haunt rotation out if he got any opportunity on another lane, but nothing presented himself.
Yeah, I'm actually
so-
super surprised that Afo didn't want to dive the tower for that one. Maybe it's like, well, there could be an AA nearby, but honestly, what threat does that guy offer? I feel like that was a kill they should have gone for, but instead they don't. And now we could be struggling on the gyro. Luckily, Earthshaker doesn't have 6, otherwise he'd be running straight at them right now. But yeah, gyros, he started taking these stacks.
They couldn't see the Meepo, and he's very close to blink. I think he's right to not dive there. It's a rough call. If you make it, you have the possibility of a Spectre kill, and it's a Spectre who's still saving up at that point for the Midas,
on
so
the
that would have
edge
been
of the
great.
Midas, which he now has. Ooh. It's a good timing on the Midas. I mean, even though he doesn't have boots, but he did get the Wraith Band and the Soul Ring, so it's an okay Midas timing. Like, you're not sad about this if you've had this lane Spectre has, and you're in this kind of game that she's in. So they've actually, I would say they've gotten out of this laning phase pretty nicely. You know, a 2k gold disadvantage for them. They are kind of expecting this much to happen. The thing is what happens next, right? How much pressure can they put on? Can they kill the Gyrocopter? Can they force some farming? Can they force rotations? Or is it just going to get run out and destroyed? And right now, the Batrider is very much filling the destroyed criterion as they take him down to the bottom lane and look towards his tower as well with the rotation in from the IO.
with
But
a
God's
double
turning up.
damage.
He's got himself a DD. There's an AA blast coming over as well. And that's going to land onto 2, but see you later, noobs. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Afterlife ain't quite so lucky. He's going to get jumped upon. This is going to be the first kill for them. Yeah, this is going to be the first kill for the Meepo. And that did come out in time. Afterlife takes a fall.
Radiant's middle tower
It's
is
a small death. It's a small death, but Ergon will definitely take it. You know, it's a kill for him.
Yes, and the
And
bottom
he's already in
tower
his own jungle.
got held over here. Shaker got some much needed time in mid for himself. It all works out really nicely for TSpirit.
I'm just concerned at this point though. Like, why aren't there's TPs available on every member of Winstrike? Why are they not just TPing on the Spectre, putting the pressure on, trying to beat her down, finding the Meepo? You know, this isn't a game where you're allowed to farm for your items at 15 minutes. I don't think.
Isn't
I mean,
it? Like, when is this lineup gonna come online? Wouldn't you say like around 30 for TSpirit?
TSpirit, yeah, sure, but I mean,
Yes.
during that time,
So
I
the-
feel like Winstrike need to be trying to get some chickens.
I think they should wait for their item timings instead of
Okay.
rushing for the chickens. The
Alrighty.
chickens might do something dumb.
Yeah, okay.
And
I'm just worried about this Meepo, but we'll see.
oh yeah, I'm worried about this Meepo as well. Like, there's a very fine line that they're treading here. It's like you want to not let the pressure off, but you also don't want to tempt yourself into overplaying, because this is one of those
Right.
lineups where it's very easy to say like, oh, they're going to be so late, we can do everything we want. Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
no. So let's see. Non-Grata wants to hold the tower here. Are they going to go with the AA this time? So this is just going to be a lasso combination if they can grab Afterlife at all. Afterlife just says no.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, sir.
No, no, no. Non-Grata, he might be a target again, but I mean, it's a Batrider, who really cares?
Yeah, like, none of the heroes on Winstrike have their items up right now. Afterlife's looking for a Blink Dagger, grabbing those engagements, and Aphonin almost has got his. Interesting that they're going for a double Blink.
Yeah.
It's not 100% necessary. I could see the puck getting a Veil here, for example, or Eels. But double
same
Blink,
time,
they're getting ready to go in.
I think with the
And
IO
what
Cops,
is
you
going
can
to be the
definitely-
location?
Ooh, okay, now they're going down onto the Slardar. Slardar trying to get himself away, though. Meanwhile, the rest of Winstrike are coming in to try and punish TSpirit. In comes a cooldown, in comes the damage. They're looking up towards Nograta. Nograta getting his way through the trees, though. Wild Afterlife, he's just chasing, and he's going to grab that kill. Meanwhile, the rest of TSpirit looks like they managed to make themselves scarce. Meepo, though, he's looking for an opportunity here. If he sees Afterlife, he might jump on him, but a nice coil of the backlines. Afo, he finds them. They were looking forwards. They didn't bother to check their flanks, and now Afo has flanked them out and taken them down. 2 big kills here for the puck. They're going to be happy about that one, Winstrike, as they take down the tower along with it as well. 3 kills in the bottom lane, and they can look for more.
Very well done there. And this is like waiting until opportunities present themselves. You have an IO Gyro, you can always come in.
Yep.
And
yeah,
this
that's right.
time Non-Grata just makes it go. That's not really a wise decision. And it comes back to bite him.
Yeah, and I think what you were saying was absolutely correct as well, that, you know, I mean, with the relocate as well, they haven't even used it. Like, they didn't even use relocate for that one, but they didn't need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just wait for those timings. Make sure you're at a point where you're strongest. Because I always like to say this about timings as well. Timings isn't just about being like, oh cool, I've got this big item, now we can fight. But when you look at that net worth, if someone's holding 3k gold on your team and TSpirit aren't holding gold, if they've spent all their items recently, then you don't actually have a net worth advantage. In fact, you've got a huge net worth disadvantage sometimes. So again, people can be over reliant on the net worth, but when you find those item timings, you need to be aware that you are now richer. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes that gold indicator is wrong. It's like a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah, one of the things that I think a lot of teams can improve, and Alodan bites the dust.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the things that you need to do is, if you're in the midst of a really big shove and you're pushing down 2 towers, oh, they have found ILTW on the top lane. He is leashed and going down without a doubt. There's that relocate coming in.
Minus on cooldown, but yeah, that's a big one. But they're trying to bring up the IO, and they're trying to cut off Gyro's escape, and they'll do so. Uh-oh, V2 now in some really big problems. As in comes a cooldown, but can't really damage them enough. But with the puck coming over, they may be looking for a turn here. But Apo, he's in trouble. Slam comes down, and Apo Ninja is dead. And V2 needs to be careful, but he's got a lower dance behind him, along with Old Afterlife. He's coming in over, and they're going to blow up the Earthshaker easily. He doesn't have any defensive items on that Earthshaker, so he's going to get ripped into. Meanwhile, Non-Grata going for the TP away, so they keep the Gyrocopter alive. They get the puck, which is something. But I mean, yeah, I think the initial engagement, great for Winstrike. The counter engagement from the puck, maybe a little bit over the top, and I'm not really sure if it did save V-Tune. I think just the puck being there was enough to stop them from jumping on V-Tune any further than they did. And with the puck kind of just getting them way too ambitious there, trying to find a counter kill.
Yeah, the important part was getting ILTW out of that area on top lane, because if you look at the tower situation right now, the jungle of TSpirit is not actually safe, so they are sort of confined to this corner here, and you need to kick ILTW out if he tries to make a claim to this area over here. Otherwise, you're splitting the map 50-50, even though you have way better control. And let's see how that Blink Dagger, yeah. Afterlife has got that Blink Dagger ready now.
Mm-hmm.
going in
Oh,
for
Pupil's Gift. Hit me up.
It's not as good as a fan brace anymore, I'd like to say.
No, that's true. That's true. Van Brace is now the mother of all tier 2 neutral items, that's for sure.
Like, mini power treads. It's so good. You want more HP? You get more HP. Want more armor? You get more armor. Want more magic? Magic up the wazoo. Well, it's not that good, but the fact that you get the switch is just ideal.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
get it for free.
I haven't seen many people. Well, actually, they probably have been toggling it, and I've just been
Radiant's
noticing
middle
it. But
tower is under attack.
my hotkey for it's awkward, so toggling does seem a little bit tricky. Meanwhile, Barrett is trying to break the tether as soon as possible, and it looks like that might have allowed him to escape as he plays around the crystal pit, able to get himself to safety and not get picked off here.
Radiant structures are
Yeah, the reason why I was checking items before and I distracted myself again, I'm great at that, is that I wanted Winstrike to take this mid tower. And even though the initial engagement didn't go that well, TeamSpirit just let them. They say, alright, we get to trade the top tower. In return, Urgon made sure of that, and now we get a little bit more dark space on the map to play with.
Definitely, yeah. Winstrike slowly and surely starting to take over, but look for the counterplay here, and Oracle has been caught out. He was in a bit of a warding mission, and he gets brought down by TeamSpirit in response for that one. So not getting away with everything here, as they do punish the Oracle. LTW, meanwhile, farming up some Ancients. He's just wanting to try and get himself as much money as possible. He's got the Midas, he's got the Yasha. He looks like he's heading straight in towards that Manta. Doesn't want to get silenced up by the puck. Doesn't want to get that corrosive haze on him all the time. So a sensible pickup here, and then straight into that defusal. No big surprises from the Spectre, nothing completely out of the ordinary, as expected. Meanwhile, neutral Philosopher's Stone drops for the Gyrocopter. Is that going to belong to Roger? It certainly is.
Yeah, should be. And the Gyrocopter actually opted to finish his BKB before the Aghanim's. And I'm a bit surprised at that, because I think they definitely had the time to take it slower than that, but I suppose that after the scare on top lane, he wanted to be really sure that the Meepo couldn't just, you know, accidentally pick him off somewhere. He is halfway towards the Dags right now.
However, there are no Ethereal Blades here. Meepo going straight in for the side of the Vice. The hard lockdown, the Hex on Urgon. You must fear it. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, one of the things I always say is that what's the easiest way to win a fight? If you know, you're in high school and some guy says, hey, you need the bicycle shit, sucker. What do you do?
I would cry, but...
No, you bring a buddy, that's what you do. And then you cry on the strong shoulder of your buddy. So the easiest way to win a fight is to just bring more dudes. Just bring more dudes. And if you have a Hex into Meepo Burst, that is one of the guaranteed ways to make sure that you fight 5v4. And you are in fact the one with the more dudes. I mean, it sounds so simple, right? But if you look at how many fights get turned because the initial burst doesn't quite go off, or how many fights become really awkward because neither team can burst, that's where you start to see that, hey, maybe this is a requirement that I need immediately in my draft.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that Aphro didn't have the patience to sit next to the double damage rune there, so he just left his bottle and moved on. Just left it in the river. There you go, buddy. Nongrata in some trouble. And they bring him down. They bring him down.
He was playing around with Afterlife, thinking that Afterlife couldn't blink because he had the damage on him, but Afterlife popped the hood.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, they didn't see that one coming. That's a nice little perk, that hood, actually. It's a quite cheap item just to be able to dodge out the... we got a Spectre. Wait. What? Huh?
Was he just testing it? I think it was the first haunt of the game.
Yeah, maybe he might be worried that his arc key is like crusted up. Maybe he's like not a very clean keyboard dude, and he's just like dropped some milk in there earlier or something. And she's like, oh, I wonder if that still works. Just give it a go.
He's trying to crunch the Cheetos.
Crunch the Cheetos out, yeah. Just mash it a few times, get them all loosened up.
Well, he got some information out of that, and he should have seen that everyone on Winstrike was top. So AA ult coming in, and they'll be able to see that they are too late to stop Winstrike from taking the rush.
a tragic tale indeed, but, you know, not much to stop them right now. Meepo with Hex, but that's about it. But, yeah, I just think Winstrike could be taking this faster. I really don't feel like TSpirit have the fighting capability, but as you say, they're going to let it go on, but I just feel like every second the game goes on, ILTW gets a little bit stronger, and ILTW is not a player who you should be sleeping on.
No, you shouldn't. And this is, in my opinion, go time. Right now,
Yep.
the fact that both this Spectre and this Meepo have been able to farm this much, I agree. That should not be happening. You should be risking some lives in order to pressure them more. But maybe Winstrike has been taking this a little bit too much.
Here we
of
go,
a gimme.
relocate down to the bottom lane. They're going to look for someone here in the target's going to be Batrider. He's already killed off, so is there anything more to get here? No, there isn't, so... What do you do, right? Now what is Winstrike going to do? Yeah, they're leaving the
Yellow
gyro here.
Fusion.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And wait for the creep wave to come in.
Yep, take that tower. Assert your dominance, Winstrike. This is what we wanted to see. Closing off this bottom side of the map. On the other hand, though, it hasn't taken TSpirit long to immediately start occupying this side of the map. So now you need to start putting pressure on towers. Force heroes back rather than just denying them part of the map, which they're just going to play around anyway.
Lower Dance has to walk back to mid because that wave wasn't quite cleared out. They have to cut mid again. And as you can see by the warding from TSpirit, they're actually very ready for this kind of play. They have really made sure that they have a barrier here where not much of TSpirit's vision can survive, so they can hopefully at least keep them from crossing this divide very easily.
Yeah. The
But they're
divide of
coming
the
in
middle
now.
lane. Yeah, they just want this tower, it seems. They know Fortify is down still as well. They used it at bottom, so... Overcharge on the gyro, gonna allow him to pew 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 away at this tier 2 tower. Meepo, he's already set up in the base. Like, he's like, alright, we're going for the high ground defense. And last game I did talk about never wanting to be defending high ground, but when you've got a Spectre outside of the base farming up as fast as she can, that does change a little bit. Like, it's not totally unwinnable if the rest of your team's stuck inside the base. But they actually just backed out on her.
This is strange as well. Normally
like
I'd
this.
like to see a smoke towards top to catch that Spectre out, but apparently they're really only interested in just pushing her away, grabbing that outpost, and then hopefully returning, but
they don't have... I mean, the Icopter can come in, and they have managed to kill off Immersion here, so Winstrike, yeah, just beating back TSpirit a little bit more.
oh man, that's really big, because
Yeah.
normally when you see this IO Gyro going to top, you might be looking for a pick-off on the 3 that have been left behind. They tried, they got rebuffed, and now their map gets really small, because nobody from TSpirit dares to go out into that jungle where the Shaker just died. And meanwhile, the Gyro is pushing the top lane. All 3 lanes are coming into your face right now. And Non-Grata got spotted as well. Is he dead?
Who is dead though? Roger and Non-Grata kind of spotted each other there. Roger luckily had a sentry ward down, so saw him doing his shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Who took the enchanted quiver? Did it get taken to the neutral stash, where it'll probably remain forever? This is garbage.
Oh, I didn't realize that if you're a master, you can't. Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. Don't
Right,
you
it's-
worry.
I needed to find the right tab.
There you go. Orb of Destruction. That's a good one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That
Batrider
is
on
a
the run.
very good one.
Lasso is out onto the Batrider. He's taking some damage right now. Alpha's on top of him, and they're going to be able to finish the job here. Park comes in, and Non-Grata is killed. Again, a relocate for this. Not sure that was quite necessary, but whatever. They get it.
They're going to
now
go
in a
high
great
ground
position
now,
to push
though.
mid now. Yeah, this is it. Must respect the Meepo, though. I'm actually not that keen on the Gyro. I mean, if they jumped the Gyro immediately knowing that the Eye wasn't within heal distance, then you've still got Oracle, though. So, yeah, VTune is more than happy just to sit on the high ground. He knows he's got all his homies behind him, ready to help him out. Hex comes out. No biggie. That's all right. I'll take that one to the face. Spectre gonna throw out a dagger, throw out a
Such a
net as
scary
well. But I
moment.
mean, what can you do? Like, he's frozen, he's netted, he's hexed. Whatever you do to VTune here,
His
he's got
side
the 2
gunner
saves
is
behind
still
him.
shooting.
Yeah, and that as well. It's the guy side gunner, don't care. AA
Yeah,
blast coming
that's
out.
the burst.
Okay, good. No heals. You can probably kill him once now,
His
maybe for the
Aegis
AA
is
ult,
gonna
but
time out soon.
That's true. That's true. It doesn't have that much longer left on it. In fact, it's about to go down.
Timed out.
Oh no, they timed it perfectly. The lasso comes out. Vichu, though, is going for the TP out. Do they have the damage? They do not. Vichu gets himself away, realizing that they don't have any BKB penetrating stuns. Now on the backline, Zion's going to get caught out. They'll be able to bring him down. Meanwhile, they look over towards more. Roger's going to get dropped as low as Aloha does. So the two supports do get left behind a little bit here, abusing the fact that Jara TP'd himself all the way back to the base. A great play from Vichu, though, getting himself out of danger. And just completely heads up galaxy braining. He must have been like, okay, they're going to go on me. Ooh, Jesus, Afterlife. He's playing a dangerous game right now. And not sure he's going to survive this one. Stun misses. Nograda's still chasing, but with Alpho behind him, he's going to be all right. He's a safe little fishy for today. But still, I mean, they defend the high ground. You know, they take the ranged ranks. Melee barracks are still remaining, though, for TSpirit, so they're definitely not going to be sad about that one. In fact, I think that might even be a pretty ideal situation for them, even though their Gyro didn't even die, but the fact that you repel them is enough. TSpirit get more time on the map, they get more time on their Spectre. She's now got the Mantis and the Diffusal finished off, so she's now a hero. And they dropped a repair kit. Oh, repair kit in a Spectre's inventory is a disgusting sight.
No.
That's a disgusting sight.
Can someone fetch me a bucket?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit queasy there as well.
Then I get the repair kit on the other side as well.
Yeah, at least it's matched, but they're going to be like, great. What do we do with this? Maybe give it to Io for the HP regen.
Like, the problem is now with the Spectre and Meepo both online, you have a great fight dynamic. The Meepo jumps anyone in the front lines. It means that the heroes on the side of Winstrike need to react, especially these saving supports. And as soon as that happens, you press R on your Spectre, and you just chunk through the supports. You saw Aloha Dance disappear, I presume. He took 3 hits.
Yeah.
Maybe he can take 4 if he pops that stick. But the fight condition for Winstrike has been getting harder and harder, and if this gyrocopter can't just blow someone up, then the next rush is going to be really important. I don't see Winstrike going for another high ground attempt here without grabbing the Roche first. You saw how long they were able to stall the previous time. Now they have a repair kit on top of that. It's nuts.
This whole game, though, like it just comes down to the fact that Winstrike have just played too slow, in my opinion. Like they didn't go for the insane aggression, which I feel like they could have definitely got away with. And now they jump in, they're going on to Argon here, but Argon, he's not actually taking that much damage. They're just trying to pile everything onto the Meepo right now, but the Meepo is still perfectly healthy. There is one of them getting low. Can they finish the job? Yes, they can. Meepo is dead. He does not have buyback.
Oh
my goodness. Oh my goodness. They just... What happened to ILTW? He turned up in that fight and just immediately, I mean, the Corrosive Haze comes out, and she's just out of here. Jesus Christ, you gotta be careful. The Gyro is a monster, and they're just going for the tier 4s. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to take back what I said. I still think this is just kind of showing almost that they are stronger. They're much stronger. Yep. But still, there's no Meepo buyback if they knew that. Yeah, they won the last one. They won all 5 of them, but they're not going to get it. Meepo, 37 seconds, might be too long. Winstrike might get away with this one. They're trying to play with V-Tune a little bit here. Doesn't have an Aegis, but they just jump immediately. The Batrider gets destroyed, pulled wing from wing. Dagger comes through, but V-Tune does not care. He doesn't care at all. They're even using a repair kit on the barracks. That is sad. Meanwhile, Spectre taking a bit of damage.
It's gonna be worth it. They're chasing after the Spectre.
Yeah, hello, guys. Melee barracks. You got 7 seconds till Meepo's back, unless they really think they can keep them fighting without Batrider, which honestly they probably can. After seeing how quickly ILTW just got incinerated in that last fight, I am not that worried for them, but they are going to show respect to the Meepo. They're going to get themselves out. They've got a Roshan to take if they want, so a definite option here for Winstrike. Still 33 seconds on the Batrider. Straight into Roshan. Could be a good call here. Are they going to do it? Don't look like they are, which... yeah.
This is also a moment where you said before that a net worth lead is nothing if you don't buy items.
Yep.
And this is also definitely a moment where you turn all of those skills and racks you just got into actual tangible benefits for your heroes. So this is a good back for multiple reasons. And if you secure this Roche now, I don't see many ways that TSpirit gets back into the game. Even if ILTW gets on top of your supports, you can see if he gets into the front lines, he can't stand there.
ILTW, what are you doing here, buddy? Can they bring him down? No, he gets the ultimate off. TPs himself straight up towards the top lane, but that's where the gyrocopter is, so he has to TP himself back in again. Luckily, Alpha is not quite as big a threat, although he does take a couple of hits here. He's actually going to drop the call. He's going for this one. He's got the Desolator. He's got the Maelstrom. He can bring him down, and there's a rocket coming his way as well. Uh-oh, ILTW gets blown up on the backlines. Meanwhile, Nogreta gets killed off by Virtune as he runs himself forward, and then they'll go towards Immersion as well. Immersion does have the Echo Slam, but what can it really do for you in this situation? All it's going to do is buy you some time. There's your GG coming out. Winstrike take game number 2, drawing this series to a game 3.
Oh my.
Oh my indeed, yeah. Spectre did not do a thing this game. Absolutely nothing.
And I just have to say, you actually have me worried there. Like, I know that this lineup of Winstrikes can push it through if they don't get too intimidated by the Spectre, but it was very close there for a moment. If Virtune doesn't time his BKB perfectly with the Aegis, then this game, it looks so different. But instead, TSpirit don't get their turnaround condition right there. And after that, they play a little bit more frustrated, I feel like. You get that pick off on the Meepo in the mid lane. And suddenly, this fight condition that they had doesn't actually get to come into play at all, which is such a shame because they held on for so long. With a lineup that
it really is. It really is. They played it well. Unfortunately, not quite well enough with the lineup they had. I think they made it very, very tricky for themselves to actually take the victory in this one, you know, and I'm impressed by the hero levels on them all, though. Like, it's clearly very comfort zone for them, but yeah, it wasn't quite enough for them to come out with a victory in the end. So TSpirit will fall in game number 2 and bring it out to a game number 3. TSpirit versus Winstrike, game number 3 coming up very shortly. My name is Nomad, she's been Kips, and we'll see you very shortly for the next match.